Hello and welcome back everyone to the season finale of Season 1 here in the Raiders franchise. Taking a look at the playoff picture here, the standings, and you can see the Bengals are just out. They're the 7th team out currently trying to fight for that last 7th spot. They're 2 games ahead of us, so there is physically no way we can win today and make the playoffs. That is our season done. The Chiefs currently sit as the 3 seed, Ravens 2 seed, and the Dolphins sit alone at number 1. So that's it. We unfortunately have lost out on the chance to make the playoffs, but I think it was still a successful Season 1. We won 7 games, which was my goal, and we'll probably get a top 12 pick in the draft. That's pretty good. Now, Gardner's going to come at me for not getting Trey Tucker 3 catches game since whenever that was, which is a little silly because I still have the season finale to get him 3 catches. Like, I don't understand that. Now, I would have had to get him, I think, 7 catches in this game. That was never going to happen. So I'm fine with losing that, but I do think that's a really flawed system there where it doesn't even count the final game of the season. Either way, Trey Tucker unfortunately missed out on that XP, and our team lost morale as a result of it. So that is what it is, but we're going to kick it off here in the season finale. Off we go here in Las Vegas, taking on the LA Chargers, led by Justin Herbert. And they're going to get the ball first at the 27-yard line. As out comes Herbert. Unfortunately, a failed season for them, I'd say, not making the playoffs here. Definitely something they were trying to do. Herbert not having a great season either. 25 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 3,700 yards. Not a very good season for the Chargers. They're getting things started off here with a screen pass on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and inches now at the 37, as that's J.K. Dobbins in his first year here in L.A., having a bit of a career resurgence, good for him. And then this throw broken up, Nate Hobbs covering Ladd McConkey there, the Georgia product, and that will be 3 and out. So the Raiders now come out on offense, and Gardner Minshew will get to start the final game of the season. I did contemplate starting Aiden O'Connell here, but I figured there's really no merit to starting either of them. I do want to see what I have in Minshew still. I don't want to just quit on him just yet, as he misses Brock Bowers, the other Georgia teammate here, on that throw. He is under contract for 1 more season, something I didn't really know about until recently. I thought it was a 1-year deal as we go 3 and out, back to the Chargers. But we will have him again. Now, Ladd McConkey catching this one, and he breaks the tackle, and Ladd McConkey will run this one for 6. I'm not sure what our secondary was doing there, but McConkey breaking 1 tackle, and then the safeties nowhere in coverage. And he scores the first touchdown of the game, the rookie. And then hit as he throws here. Gardner had Devontae Adams down the field on the post open, but he gets hit right as he goes to throw. And that thing kind of just squeaks out there and gets picked off by the linebackers. Chargers get the ball back once again. 1st and 10, intercepted! Stephon Gilmore in coverage, and the NFL leader in interceptions gets 1 more in the season finale here. This one won't go back for 6 like it did last episode, but still, Gilmore having a special season. At 33 years old, by the way. Now finding Brock Bowers down at the 41-yard line. Bowers has had a very successful season, 2nd in receiving yards amongst tight ends. And I think that will only get a little better here today. Madison catching this one in the flats will get rocked down after a 2-yard gain. Now 3rd and 8, Minshew throwing this one out. Drops Brock Bowers, unfortunately. A bit out there. Derwin James in coverage. Handoff here to Dobbins, bouncing this one outside, and he's got a lane. Moyrig misses the angle there, and Dobbins a 30-yard run on his first carry of the game. It'll be 1st and 10 across midfield now. Hayden Hurst in motion here, and it's a handoff. Dobbins up the middle. Dobbins a 10-yard gain. He's got 38 yards on 2 carries. We might have the number 1 run defense in the nation, but I'd like to think that our run defense needs a lot of work. As another one's going to break free here. A really nice run there down to the 15-yard line. As the Raiders defense is just falling flat so far against the run. Dobbins checks back in. And Ladd McConkey drops his what would have been his 2nd touchdown of the game. Now 2nd down and 10. Herbert underneath to Hayden Hurst, and he will walk this one into the end zone untouched. Touchdown Chargers. And they take a 2-score lead, 11 points. Minshew back on offense, throwing this one out. Myers caught. Somehow comes down with that one. Really tight coverage there. Myers, I think, has been very good this season, very reliable. And I do have him under contract for 1 more year, about $10 million. We'll have to see whether we hang on to him, trade him, or cut him. I'm thinking I will hang on to him, but I have some trade packages in mind. Minshew now throwing this one, a little sidearm there, down to the 31-yard line. Brock Bowers a catch and run, and he's up to 25 yards on the day. Now 1st and 10, Minshew dropping back, throwing this one out. Adams catches it, has to lay out for it. A weak throw there, but Adams does catch it. I am also looking to trade Devontae Adams this offseason. Unfortunately, I think it's most realistic. I mean, as evidenced by real life, as we score a touchdown there, Michael Mayer running a little corner route. Nice find by Gardner. I just think it's most realistic to move on from Adams, and I think real life is proving that. And it helps us out a little bit. I do think that he's only going to be able to get a 2nd or lower when it comes to draft picks. I don't think he's going to get a 1st-round pick just because his contract's so big, but we'll see. Now 3rd and 3, handoff Dobbins, and he's going to be short of a 1st down there. Flag on the play, that'll be holding. We will decline. We learned our lesson this week. And Madison taking off here on the 1st carry of this possession, running through a tackler. Nice run there. He's up to 36 yards now on the day, down to the 48-yard line. Under center again, Minshew dropping back, and the line just forgot to block there. This is something I've noticed a lot on this patch, as this one will be returned for 6, is that a lot of the defensive linemen are just blowing by offensive linemen without any contact. I don't know, I'm pretty certain that's due to this recent patch, and I hope that gets fixed soon because it is making the play a little worse. Now this one's going to be thrown out on 2nd and 9. That is broken up. Intended for Myers there. Now 3rd and 9. Minshew dropping back. Nice block there on the edge by Jason Peters. This one thrown up and it will be knocked down, but a flag on the play. And they'll call this DPI. We get the 1st down. So that is, of course, at the spot of the foul. Now a nice little RPO here to Trey Tucker as I tried to get him a few more touches, even though he's already missed that opportunity apparently. Still wasn't likely to get him 7 touches this game though. Bowers catching this one over the middle for the end zone, but that gets jarred loose. It'll be 4th and inches, and of course we'll go for it here. Handoff up the middle. Madison spinning off tacklers down to the 16. So Madison over 40 yards rushing on the day. Now 1st and 20 after a hold. Minshew throwing this one out to the flats. Myers open on the wheel route down to the 12-yard line. Pick up a 14 there. Now 3rd and 6. Minshew rolling right, throwing this one as he's hit, and it's broken up. Myers double covered, and we have to settle for a field goal to make it a 1-score game once again. Now, the first play of this drive for the Chargers, that's Hayden Hurst down the sideline there, down to the 43. Hurst tore us up in that first game. Almost, I want to say it was like 250 yards receiving. It was ridiculous. And you could immediately tell in this game he was also getting those kinds of targets once again, as the Chargers' possession there ends in a punt. Minshew back on offense once again, finding Bowers. But this game definitely felt better guarding Hayden Hurst, but it was still a problem, and I don't know why Hayden Hurst gave us the biggest issue from tight ends this season. Minshew throwing this one out, caught by Myers down to the 25-yard line. Again, Jacoby Myers was just so reliable for us this season. Never was a star, but always made lots of plays. Now Minshew rolling right, throwing this one back across his body, meant to hit Myers, who was wide open there, but didn't stop and pop. Another field goal, and the Chargers have the ball once again. This one thrown and caught. That is DJ Chark, who's now in Los Angeles, down to the 45-yard line. Now 2nd down and 6. Throwing this one out, Hayden Hurst again. And Hurst will be brought down short of a 1st down. That'll be 3rd and inches. They'll go for it, of course. And they will pass here as this one misses everybody, intended for Dobbins. And the Raiders get the ball back once again. Little play action here, and open down the field is Devontae Adams. And unfortunately, a penalty marker down on the play. That is holding. It wipes out a great throw and catch, and that is the end of the half. So we would go to the second half here, and Minshew going to find Jacoby Myers on the play action rollout once again. A lot of crossing patterns for Myers today. He has really good medium route running. Now Minshew missing Adams on the throw here. Just a bit of a miscommunication. A little misfire from Minshew. Rolling out left once again. Another rollout. And this one thrown to Trey Tucker. That gets broken up. And that'll settle us for a punt. So Chargers on offense again. Dobbins with a nice 10-yard run here. Almost up to 60 yards on the day. But only 7 carries. So they haven't really been getting him the ball much. And this play is a little busted, but it's going to work out in the Chargers' favor as they'll get down to the 38-yard line. Nice run there. Now 1st and 10. Drop back for Herbert. Herbert sacked. And the pocket closed around him. Max Crosby makes the play. Now it's 3rd and 13. Herbert on the move, and he gets knocked down. Ball goes into the dirt. That is Divine Diablo with the hit. And the Chargers will have to punt once again. Raiders back on offense now. Madison, a nice run here of about 6 yards. Haven't seen him carry the ball too much today. One trend I've noticed is that Madison over the last half of the season has not gotten as many yards as he did at the start. Now this is a good game for him, relatively speaking. But the games we were seeing at the start of the season, I don't know if a patch knocked it out, but it's definitely been harder to run the ball. Now Minshew's going to find Devontae Adams at the 39-yard line. A big-time catch on that in route there. Now the play action. Minshew wide open. Brock Bowers with the catch, but they're going to say he only got 1 foot down. So 3rd and 16. Minshew dropping back. He's going to throw this one. It goes nowhere. And they'll have to punt. So still a 5-point game. Dobbins with the carry here. He's going to bounce this one outside. And Gilmore brings him down at the 39-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10. Now 2nd and 10 under center. Herbert with the play action. Throwing this one. Nice catch there. Ladd McConkey. Haven't really seen him since that first big play he made. Now 1st and 10 at the 39. Handoff Dobbins up the middle and then bouncing this one outside. And he gets down to the 25-yard line and 90 yards on 10 carries for Dobbins. He has been absolutely tearing up our defense today. Herbert tries to take off and run with this one. He runs right into Max Crosby, rushing from the left side this time. And now it's going to be 3rd and 20. Herbert on the move, throwing this one out. Broken up. Athletic play by Nate Hobbs there. And they'll settle for 3. So now Amir Abdullah to return this kick here at the about 10-yard line. Abdullah up the middle, shakes off a tackler and gets down to the 40-yard line. Really nice return for a Raiders kick return team that has been decent this year. 1st and 10 for Gardner as they need a touchdown and 2 points. And Gardner throws an interception here. And that very well could end the season. Chargers score 3. So the Raiders down 11 now. You need a score. And Adams with the comeback catch here. I know that you want draft positioning, but frankly, you want to beat your rivals in the final game of the season and win 8 games out of 17 as Madison blowing off tacklers and he will sprint to the end zone. A very good season for RB1 in the NFL, and he's going to cap it off with a touchdown here. Now we're going for 2. And Minshew going to throw this one. Trey Tucker's got it. So 3-point game. We're still in this one. And the Raiders will not settle for an onside. They will try to hold with their defense. Starting run here will lose 2 yards and it'll be 2nd down and 12. Herbert dropping back. Herbert rolling out. Herbert runs out of time and he's sacked. Malcolm Kuntz with the play there, and now it's 3rd and 24 and Herbert airs this out. Caught! Ladd McConkey, and he might as well have ended it here. One more 1st down will end it officially. Chark down to the 49, and that is a 1st down. And the Raiders lose the season finale 27-24 to division rival Los Angeles. I still think this was a successful season at 7 wins, but I'm very disappointed in the last 3 games of the year. We had a chance to make the playoffs, and instead we're going to miss it by a mile. As the Dolphins, the Ravens, and the Chiefs do end up with the first 3. The Bengals do sneak in at number 6, and the Steelers in at number 7. Good for them. We finish with the number 8 pick in the NFL draft. That gives us a chance at one of the top 2 quarterbacks. We may still have to move up. So we had a goal earlier this season that our 2 starting defensive tackles would combine for 10 tackles for loss and 50 tackles. We came through with that one. Thank you so much to Christian Wilkins because that was pretty much all him. How about Brock Bowers' goal of, I don't even remember how many, I think it was receptions maybe? But Brock Bowers ending up with over 800 yards. Yeah, he definitely surpassed his goals as a rookie, and he earns 9,000 XP. Now we're going to take a look at final stats of the season. 30 touchdowns, 26 interceptions for Gardner. Not very good completion percentage. We need a new quarterback next year, but I'm not sure I want to move on from Gardner. 1,500 yards for Alexander Mattison, 15 touchdowns. We need more secondary production, but I thought it was a good year running the ball, of course. And then receiving. I actually thought this was about where I thought things would end up. Devontae Adams with over 1,000 yards. Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers with right around 800. Trey Tucker was the big disappointment for me. I really wanted to get him more involved. And then Michael Mayer, I think, was a great red zone threat, but I do think we can get him the ball more too. I thought our offensive line held up really well this year. I'm not really looking to do anything other than replace some of the pieces we lost. And then on defense, I thought our defense was solid, but had their good and bad games. Max Crosby, half sack away from the NFL record that you'll see was set this year by TJ Watt. So Max Crosby set the record, but TJ Watt actually broke it. So now Max Crosby owns the second highest sacks in NFL season history. Stephon Gilmore leading the league with 8 interceptions. We'll see that in a minute too. And then Caleb Farley, I thought, was a really good addition late in the season. 11 deflections, 1 interception. Pretty good defense from him. Trayvon Moehrig, of course, a very solid player as well. I think linebacker is where we need to improve. Looking at passing around the league, Mahomes with almost 5,000 yards, 54 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Greatest quarterback season I've ever seen. So we see some of the other 4,000-yard passers. Will Levis actually making it onto that list. Good for him. And then touchdown leaders, of course, Mahomes. Jordan Love, 43-2. Wow. Rodgers, of course, having a great season. What's probably his final season. And then Minshew does end up leading the league in interceptions. Richardson and Bo Nix very close behind him, but Minshew, of course, leads it after those last 3 games really put him in a hole. Minshew also one of the worst completion percentage, the worst starting completion percentage quarterback and rating. How about rushing now? As I wanted to look at the league on that. Some really good players here. Josh Jacobs having a resurgent season. Joe Mixon, really good year. And then receiving, Brandon Ayuk leads the NFL by a lot. Wow, didn't expect that. We'll see if he gets a contract extension because currently it's out. Michael Thomas actually leading the NFL in touchdowns. Who would have thought that old man would be doing that still? And then on defense, tackles for loss, Myles Garrett, of course, leading the league in that. Only 6 sacks for him, though. 24 NFL record sacks for TJ Watt, 21 for Micah Parsons. And then in the AFC, we have to separate by conference here. Max Crosby, 23.5, Rousseau with 20. So, pretty good year for them. And Micah Parsons, of course, out of the NFC. Interceptions, Antoine Winfield leads that for the NFC. And then 8 leads the whole NFL for Stephon Gilmore. Great signing for us. On offense, we finished top 10. Passing yards? Well, we finished bottom 10. So, that means our rushing yardage was so good it offset what was a terrible passing offense. No surprise there. And then points per game, we were, top 14 about. Not too bad. Would like to get that a little up. Main thing is the turnovers, though. Defense, however, we were worst in the league. And we were worst in the league despite the #1 run defense because we had 900 more yards passing giving up than anybody else. We were the #1 run defense, but I don't think our run defense was actually good. I think this game doesn't do a good job of balancing plays. So I think if teams ran the ball more, we would not be #1 in rushing defense. And then takeaways, we were solid on. Nothing too great, nothing too poor. I thought we were top half in both categories, and that's decent. What about third down conversions? Well, we are bottom half of the league in that, and I'd like to get that number over 50% ideally for season 2. On offense in the red zone, we were pretty bad. 66 trips, over half of them touchdowns, so that's good, but only 53% scoring in the red zone is not good. But defensively in the red zone, we were really good. Now, we gave up 74 trips to the red zone, so our defense was terrible, but once it got inside the 20-yard line, our defense was locked down. Looking at this playoffs here, the the Dolphins win their game against the Steelers, who ended up upsetting the Ravens. The Chiefs beat the Bengals and then beat the Titans, who upset the Bills. And then the Chiefs beat the Dolphins to make it to the Super Bowl. We're not surprised by that. They will face the Green Bay Packers, who beat the San Francisco 49ers. Looking at the Pro Bowl here, Madison, of course, #1 running back on the AFC. And then really it was wait until tight end. No Brock Bowers. That's ridiculous. #1 receiving yards in the AFC doesn't get shown on this list. That's ridiculous. We really got snubbed there. Max Crosby, no surprise here, making it as edge #1. And then, of course, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, all the players here, TJ Watt. No surprise on defense. Stephon Gilmore, your cornerback number 1 in the AFC. And that was it. That was all the Raiders players. A little underwhelming. Patrick Mahomes is your NFL MVP. Yeah, he deserves to be after possibly the greatest ever quarterback season. Matt LaFleur, your coach of the year. And we'll see if he can finish it off with the Super Bowl. Offensive player of the year goes to Pat Mahomes, but you can see Madison down here at 8th. So really good season for him. Max Crosby, your defensive player of the year. No surprise, with Stephon Gilmore finishing 4th. I thought that could be higher. TJ Watt sets the record but does not win player of the year. Brock Bowers 5th for rookie of the year. Lab McConkey 1st. So that's kind of interesting there. Little Georgia rivalry. And then best running back. Madison snubbed as Joe Mixon wins this. That doesn't even make sense. Davante Adams does finish top 10 for best wide receiver. But again, I will be looking to move on from him with a realistic trade package. Dylan Parham and DJ Glaze make best offensive list. I don't think that's correct at all. And then Max Crosby, of course, best defensive lineman, with TJ Watt best linebacker. Stephon Gilmore, best defensive back. I don't think anybody's shocked by these. Best kicker, Daniel Carlson's not even there. And the Super Bowl champions are the Kansas City Chiefs behind Patrick Mahomes, the Super Bowl MVP. We're all so surprised Taylor Swift wins another Super Bowl. In this game, Patrick Mahomes really had just a phenomenal game. 3 touchdowns, 400 yards. Jordan Love had a really solid game too, but you're not beating that. 9 yards a carry for Josh Jacobs. Maybe he should have gotten the ball a little more. And then Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, and Travis Kelce all finished with over 100 yards receiving. That's a scary trio there. Xavier Worthy not even on that list. That's a scary team. We got a lot to overcome here. But thank you so much for watching. Wednesday, we will be doing the draft prospect stream. We will be looking through the draft. I have not looked through anything since finishing the year. So we'll look through it together, do a little draft show. I'll come up with my game plan for the Saturday off-season stream. I hope to see you all there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you later.